morning, ladies and gents. Hope everybody's doing all right. Just coming to show you these little pots that I've decorated. This is for a swap that I have participated in over on Facebook with Crafty Swappers UK. And what we had to do was alter two small terracotta pots. These are the small, they're about 4 inches high. So what I've done here is, it's very, very straightforward, but you get absolutely lovely results. I'm actually shocked how pretty they've turned out. I'm really, really pleased with them. So I hope the lady that's getting these likes them. You just get your little terracotta pot. And first thing you do is paint them. And I've painted these with sea spray acrylic paint. It takes a few coats on terracotta because it's absorbent, so you just have to be patient and just do a few coats, but you can dry it with your heat tool as long as you be careful and don't put too much heat on the terracotta. So a couple of layers of that, and then I ran some what I call 8 braid or S braid around the outside. Oh, we've got a glue strand there. Hold on a minute, let me get that off. Can't send it with glue strands on. I put that all the way around the edge. And then I made this lovely little handmade flower, because we had to put lace on it, a handmade flower and a stick pin, I think, which I have still got to make the stick pins yet, but I'm going to do those on another video. So I made the little flower with just a little layer of lace, then a little applique there, and the dangles on this applique are somewhat longer than this, and I trimmed them off to the, you know, a nice height for the pot. And then I just made my own rolled rose there and popped that in the middle, and then a little satin leaf. And I've used the stem of the leaf here. If you see how your flowers and your leaves have got these stems, just twist it round a pencil and leave it on. It just adds a bit, you know, instead of cutting it off. And then I've run a layer of lace all the way around the inside of the rim, and also on the outside of the rim. So there's 2 layers to make it nice and frilly. So that's that one. And then this one I painted the same. If you don't have any of this kind of paint, you can use matte emulsion, which you've probably, if you go and have a nosy about in your cupboard under your stairs or in your garage or wherever, if you've got some emulsion left over from decorating one of your rooms in your house, that is just more or less the same stuff. So you could use that. And I've used this lace all the way around, this pretty flower trail one. And then here I've used some petaloo flowers that I had left over from a DT project. And they're like burlap, like teal burlap, and there's layers and layers. And then I've added these little acrylic flowers and then a little ribbon rose in the middle. And I've done 2 jutted up against each other. And again, I've used the satin leaves. And I've used 2 there and 2 there to kind of like balance it out. And again, I've used the stem and spiraled it. And again, I've run 2 layers of ribbon, one around the inside and one around the outside. And then just to fill them, because it's a swap and as a little gift, I just put some lace on little dolly pegs and just pop them inside, just to give them the lady that receives it a little gift, and also to give her an idea of what she could use them for. I mean, you can use them, you can put your paintbrushes in them or your pens, but how pretty will they look lined up in a row? In your craft room, on a little shelf or on your desk. And they're very, very inexpensive. You know, I've used bits and bobs that I found in my scrap bag, and the pots, to be honest, were just kicking about in my garage. So I got them out of the garage and gave them a wash and gave them a lick of paint. So it's cost me virtually nothing. You know, I've used everything from my stash and I haven't had to go out and buy a single thing. So that's a really, really cute little project for you to try with terracotta pots. All right, ladies. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.